Hello everyone, today I'll show you how to make square whiskey bottle, like this one. With this technique you can create square, triangle, oval and other shapes of bottle, which you can't make with rotation of lathe tool. Open top view and make rectangle. Make some rounding, like 15. Then in front view drag with Ctrl our rectangle and make the shape of bottle. Near the bottleneck create new circle object and drag it to the top. And copying that circle, make the shape of the bottleneck. That's what we got. Now create loft and drop all our objects in it. Our bottle is almost ready, just need to fix some shape problems. In my case, I think that I'll scale down the neck a little bit and adjust its position. Select all circles and in top view rotate them a little, so that rectangles blend in circles smoother. Copy top rectangle, move up and scale it down. Make it more round. Fix this circle, maybe delete this one. That's better. Make this a little rounder. Back in front view, let's see its mesh by clicking here. Well, that's okay. Next we need to make inner shape of bottle. Copy this circle, scale down to the thickness of glass. New copy and move it down. Then, in front view, adjust the position with circles that form the outer shape, so that thickness of glass stays more even in bottle. If you copy object with drag and Ctrl in viewport, it automatically placed in the bottom of hierarchy, but we need it on the top. 3 ways to fix that. Just move it up, or make outer and inner shape before placing it in loft, or just copy it here. Copy, move, scale and repeat. Just don't forget to change shapes from circle to rectangle where it needed and adjust rounding. Last thing, I'll create some dent in the bottom by adjusting lower rectangles. Copy, move, scale, adjust. And outer rectangles too. Copy, scale, move. Up a little. Bottom glass will be thicker that way. Back in perspective view, that's our bottle. Rename it. Copy our bottle. We will make liquid from it by deleting outer rectangles and circles in front view. That's our liquid. Next step, create sealed cup. Copy this and delete all needless objects. Just leave some outer circles on top. And resize all circles a little, make them bigger, so that they will not overlap our bottle glass. And form the shape of a cup. Now we need to make our studio, create plane for table. One thing you need to know is that real photographers make 4 or 5 photos with different light setup for glass, for liquid, for label, background, and then combine them in Photoshop. You can do the same with 4 or 5 different renders, just find some tutorials from real life photographers about that on YouTube. I'll try to show you how to recreate this result in Cinema 4D with one shot. Create Redshift camera and set up it for front view. Change all position and rotation parameters to 0. Then move out and up and enter the camera viewport. Adjust best position. Choose focal length. Tele or maybe 100 is better for product shot. Adjust again. Place protection tag so that you don't change it accidentally. Make table wider, copy it and rotate to make wall, fix size and position. Now make some materials, create Redshift material for glass, copy it, that is our whiskey. Double click to enter shader graph to edit materials. Choose default presets, glass for glass and water for whiskey. Plastic for cup. Make it black. And plastic for table too. Now enter render settings, choose Redshift, choose your size. In GI, select brute force in both, close. Open render view, hit play and choose your camera. That's what we got for now. You can fix scale and crop viewport so that it renders faster and only what you need. Next step, create dome light. Load it here from your computer. After you load dome light, you can see that we get some reflections and picture now is darker. Next we need some area light to make illusion of a studio softbox. This is left softbox, fix size and position. Lower down intensity for maybe 10. Next create plane and place it before left light source. That will be imitation of a paper, which will diffuse our light and make reflections softer. Create paper material for that plane. Choose this preset. You can see we get this soft reflection. By tweaking this parameter, you can change how much light can go through our material. In transparency, you can do it for everything. But here only for light. Now we can increase light a little. And hit bucket render. It is a little noisy. We can change that in settings. Make this parameter higher. That's how our reflection look like. Group light with plane and make copy for right softbox. Rename it and adjust position. Switch off bucket render to see in real time changes. We need to make right softbox smaller in reflections, so just move it out. Next, make background darker. Create new material for it, copy from table material and make it less reflective. Next thing, you can make backlight on the wall to give some color shining. Create new area light and place it back. You can change shape here, choose disk for example, to have round light. Rename, change intensity, size. Add some color if you need. Choose all studio objects and group them for some order and switch off top button. Now let's turn water into whiskey. Open shader graph, give some color and weight in translucency. Then refraction make lesser a bit. Make some color in subsurface. Let's see what we got so far. Not impressive for now. That's because we need to let some light into the bottle. Create spotlight and place it back. Give some color to it and intensity. Real-life photographers place some golden foil behind the bottle to reflect light inside the liquid and achieve some shining. I tried to let direct light there, because this light source is invisible for our camera. Adjust the corner of the spot and position. Place target tag and choose our whiskey as target object. So now, when we move our light, it shines directly on the bottle. Maybe choose not all bottle, because spotlight aims directly on its axis center, but choose cup and change position of the axis center. Press here, adjust and press here again. Now it aims in the bottle. Move aside so it don't light on the floor. Switch off the backlight to see if it is light or background color. So you can see this is not background color in bottle. Now we need to make label for whiskey. Copy bottle, rename. Drop some material just to see the shape. Switch off illumination in preview of spotlight. We need to delete all useless shapes from loft. Go in front view and switch off the visibility of camera in viewport. And then delete all circles and rectangles except these two in center. Let's see what we got. In top view, scale up a little these rectangles. In loft settings, choose Caps tab and select None. Select all lofts and increase mesh subdivision maybe 120. So it looks smoother on angles. Now press C or this button to expand loft. Create new material for label. Enter Edge mode. Now we need to delete needless polygons. Double click will select all line of edges, delete them, and delete the same on the other side. Enter Polygon mode, double click will select all connected polygons, delete them. After that, points still stays there, we need to delete them too. You can just go here and select Optimize. If you have some selection, it will optimize only selection. If not, so it will optimize all mesh. That's our label template. Now give some depth to our label. Fast way to do it, with Alt choose Clove Surface, Subdivision 0, thickness 1. To change direction type -1, maybe half of that. Press C to expand effect. Delete this. This strange shadow fixing here in Font tag. Next, enter Label shader, select Plastic Preset, make it dark and decrease reflection. Then select frontal polygons, hold Ctrl-Shift while selecting to choose rows in perimeter. Then choose Fill Selection and with Shift select all inside. Now create new material for your design and drop it on selection. You got polygon selection tag for this area. Now enter this material and drop here your label design. Connect to diffuse color. Enter UV edit layout. Select your texture in tags. Press UV polygon edit mode. Open render viewer to see what we got. Choose our camera and select area. Now our material tag. In projection tab, press box, move our polygons in center and scale up. In render viewer, hit refresh, and that's what we got. Now back to startup layout and adjust shape of mesh to size of label. In edge mode, with double click select these edges and move a little, Move this and move this, and from the other side. Back to UV mode, let's see what we got. Good, select material tag, choose UV edit mode, press box again and adjust position and scale. Refresh viewer. Good, back to startup layout. Open table material and make reflection more subtle. Something like that. Next, we will make whiskey more shiny. Select whiskey material, it is red now, we need to make it yellow. Absorption scale make 0.1. Color changes to orange. Next, we need to brighten it up with spotlight. Switch on illumination to see where the light fall. Increase exposure. Hit bucket render. That's better, let's try 5. That's good, but maybe too intense, I guess 4 is okay. Next step, add some details to label, select our material with picture and check lock on camera, and let's have some closer look to label. I want to add some golden foil on picture. For that I need material blender, type here blender, drag and drop, and connect this to this. And I want to add some volume on label. Type bump map and drag it here. Place bump in here and out here. And material connect to base layer. Add material and make it gold and connect to blender. Copy this texture, drag with Ctrl and release. Create ramp, connect texture and out connect with blender. So our design becomes foiled with gold. And depends on what angle you look at it, you can catch light reflections that you need. Hit bucket render, you can see that it gets some depth, like it was varnished. Increase scale a little bit and make material darker and less reflective. With ramp you can adjust thickness of borders. Next thing, we need to enlighten our label because now it is dark. For that we can copy spotlight, rename it to label, move it in front of the label and adjust position and angle of light. We don't need color in this light. Decrease exposure and cone size. Adjust intensity like that. Well, it takes some time to find better angle. We can choose target for this light, choose label. Choose its axis center and move up, like this. Something like that. Decrease reflections of black and make it darker. That's good. Make copy of this spotlight. This will enlighten lower part of label. Move it a little, delete target tag. And to remove reflection on the cap, choose spotlight. And in project tab, drop cap object here. Fix cap. Now it intersects our glass. Choose this circle and scale up a little. Well, that's it. That is our final render.